Hello, welcome back to Suck My Fanfic. This is the first episode of 2020. I've got that 2020 vision, and when the robots inevitably rise up and decide to try to kill us, Ryan and I are going to take great joy in destroying as much technology as physically possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with all laptops made by Acer. I'm gonna destroy them with my bare hands.
Because apparently we can't figure out technology well enough to try to record today.
Yeah, we can't do anything.
So if this is a short episode, we apologize. But we've been laboring over this for like an hour. We feel really, really, really stupid.
I just thought
that
of something.
12-years on Twitch can figure this shit out, but we can't. No. This is no troubleshooting moment, Ryan.
No,
you didn't think of anything.
No. It's less of a troubleshooting and more of like I think I have a solution. So we're recording two separate streams, and then we're going to try to sync them up. If that doesn't work, let's just release 2 episodes: one of you talking, and then one of me talking,
and then one of you talking.
And then maybe the patrons will get the synced up episode.
Fuck it, who cares?
That would get double the content.
Hi. Yeah, that's true. That's all we really care about is streams and listens. We don't care about the quality.
No.
Hello, welcome. Like I said, we're Suck My Fanfic. I'm Alex. That's Ryan. And we are a podcast that doesn't understand technology, but we do understand fan fiction. And we review it and talk about it and talk about pop culture stuff along the way too. And, quite frankly, sometimes we go into movie reviews. I mean, that's all podcasts ever. Mm-hmm. I think even true crimes do movie reviews.
Do they really?
I think some of them do, where they're like, how do the movies stack up to the real event? And the movie was good.
I mean, what could be a more true crime than the mass murder of half the galaxy by Thanos? So you have to. Every true crime podcast has to do an Avengers review. That makes sense.
That's true. Or... Peach deciding that she's going to kill everybody.
That's high art.
I don't know.
That's high art right there.
That is high art. Yeah, exactly. We are going to present to you today, or I guess I'm going to present to Ryan, and you guys are going to listen to us. Ryan, I have a great opening topic. I was going to ask for our episode 9 reviews, but let's do it in one sentence each. You go first.
Read like fan fiction.
Not awful, enjoyed, but very J.J. Abrams-esque.
That was more words. That was the one sentence. Yeah. No, I agree. That's fair.
Yeah, okay, sweet. So that was it. We were going to do a big thing, ran out of time. Doesn't really matter also because everyone's fucking doing it. I mean, come on. Not as bad as 8. I can say that definitively.
Not like
if you disagree with me, you're wrong.
Not like the... We're not going to touch on 9 because we only do cutting-edge stuff like talk about The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. That's a cutting-edge
exactly.
Star Wars.
No one's doing that,
Nobody.
But we are.
We're the official podcast.
So, we haven't done anything like this since the first and second episode, but Ryan, today I am going to read to you a list of words that have been used in other fanfics to describe genitals.
Oh, fantastic. This is genitals, not for both genders or just for one in particular?
It's sort of just everything sexual, honestly. Gone sexual is sort of what we're looking at here.
Perfect.
I'm just going to read through these as quick as I can. If you hear one that strikes you, stop me. But we're going to see how many of these we can get through because there's about 300 of them. You ready?
I'm going to get in my classic pose that I'm in when we're not recording together, which is like reclining, like lazily on one elbow, with like a leg cocked in the air. Yes.
Steepling your fins.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay. Throbbing manliness, rigidness, ultimate expression of manness. These are all for penis, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Pocket rocket. Throbbing accumulation of rigid masculinity. One-eyed snake. Formerly caged viper. Mighty sword of Eros. Lance of love. That one's sort of poetic.
Yeah.
Holy wand of man juice. Throbbing
that is not
giggle
poetic
stick.
at all.
No. Throbbing giggle stick. Pulsing man meat. Glossy rod of muscle and blood. Fuck stem. Organ and gorge staff. Hungry dragon. Cherry splitter. That one... Cherry splitter is kind of gross. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't read these before.
That sounds like a sword from like Lord of the Rings. The cherry splitter.
Yeah.
Bilbo wields his
splitter.
cherry splitter. Yeah.
Purple-headed warrior. Blaine meat. Blaine's penis from Glee. I don't know. Holy wand. Throbbing meat wand. Rippling burning sausage. Pants vessel.
Wait, rippling?
Prince Everhard of the Neverlands.
It's rippling?
Rippling sausage. I guess so.
That sounds painful.
Doggy lipstick. Mayonnaise cannon. Wand of penetration. Venom cock. Organic crotch gun. Purple... Why do you have to put organic crotch... I don't know. Purple-headed yogurt squirter. Throbbing lavender man fruit thing. Sperm shooter. Husband's bulge. It's from Cabin in the Woods, apparently. Bacon torpedo. Gristle missile.
Gristle missile? Wait, what?
Gristle missile.
I like mayonnaise
Dark
cannon the
Spire.
best, but gristle, what is it? Gristle missiles.
Gristle missile's out there right now.
Very close second.
Mauve Avenger. Tantalizingly tree trunk girth Soviet missile.
That's
the absolute shit. Mighty Man Noodle. Slipper Sex Scepter. Sugar Quill. Kryptonian Meat. Meager Meat Pole. Carriage. Giant Sausage. Hairy Wolf Dingaling. Ninja Growing Rod. Pilgrim Staff. Silent Flute. Pike of Pleasure. Nimrod of Mighty Hunter. His Majesty in Purple Cap. Beloved Guest. Pleasure Pivot. Gargantuan Blue Fire Hydrant of a Cock. Love Sausage, Horrible Wet Mushroom, Man Root, Sword, Bulging Soldier Boy, Throbbing Stick of Pleasure, the thing that looks like an exclamation point, Stump, Rock Hard Fuck Tool, Fishing Pole, what? Long Pale Rod, Cherry Assassin, Communism
Cherry
Stick.
Assassin, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wait, did
Ivory
you say
Hardness.
communism stick?
I did say Communism Stick.
Was that like a sexual fanfic about like Vladimir Lenin or something?
I would have to assume because it's like big and red. I have no idea.
Also, one of them you said was a horrible wet mushroom.
Yep.
What?
I did say that.
What?
I'm just reading off the list, dude. Batter Blaster, Great Silky Spearhead of His Desire. Meat Missile, Beef Bazooka, Purple-Headed Womb Groom, Leaking Crown, Crimson Bird, The Monk with the Big Hood, Nephrite Stem, Brave Warrior of Distant Hills, Flaccid Love Truncheon, Temptation Wand, Smooth Lust Snake, Burrito, Flaming Man Rod, Dragon Hood, Hardened Arousal, Love Wand, Giant Manhood, Stick of Miracles, Spear, Moutra, Man Carrot, DNA Rifle, Secret Lollipop, God's Pinky Finger, Life Muscle, Sushi Love Roll, One Eye Wonder Worm, Schlong Doodle, Naked Spam Porpoise? What the fuck?
Dude, these are coming at me
Meat
so
Truncheon,
fast. I feel like these words are just like flying past my eyes, and I'm just like, I can't even hold on. There's like too many hot takes
Dicks are
to be
flying
had.
past your eyes.
Yeah,
You
and
can't
into
even
my
hold on.
eyes, yeah.
I like that. Crotch Dachshund, Twinkie,
I like that,
Sandblade.
crotch dachshund.
Mighty Lust Limb, Mighty Thundercock. That's from Cards Against Humanity. Lightning Rod, Magnetic Pillar, The South Pole, The Giraffe Neck, Ladyfinger, Shell-Shedding Slug of Affection, Curvaceous Hammer of Lust, Thingy, you know what, Divine Rods, Raging Fuck Missile, Ewan's Lightsaber,
Ewan?
Okay.
Like Ewan McGregor?
like Ewan McGregor, yeah. Pink, Stiff Flobberworm, Raging Boner, Big Floppy Donkey Dick, One-Eyed Wonder Weasel, Love Gun, Heat-Seeking Moisture Missile, Tube Flute, Meat Missile, Slendick from Slender Man, Love Muscle, Dingy Lingy, Manly Platypus Penis from Phineas and Ferb, Rainbow Stick, Bushel of Tentacles from Homestuck, don't know what that means, Midnight Meat Train, Thick Manhood, Magical Broom, Masculine Popsicle, Platoon of Fuckton, Letter Y, Tree Log of a Cock, Yogurt Cannon, Throbbing Mass, Bitch Maker, Warhammer, Man Beacon, Beacon of Madness, Puking Pickle, Tonsil Tickler, Rainbow Dasher, 100% all beef thermometer. Ew. Fucking ew.
What was, I've been like phased. What is it?
100% all beef thermometer?
Oh man. No.
Fucking ew.
Dude, some of these are, dude, I feel like, you know what I just like felt like I was listening to the Pokey rap, but for like words about dicks.
Yeah. About dicks, that's what it is. Pleasure Weapon, Love Club, Wank Wank Sack Bag, Whack the Cast Stick from Neopets? What the fuck? Heated Rod, Metallic Crotch, Hyper Weapon, Coke Bottle Cock, The Teen's Pride, Captain Thong Pounder, Bloody Thrill Drill from Beyond the Grave, Thor's Hammer, Thick Half-Pounder Anaconda from Space, Throbbing Purple Spear of Destiny, Chivalric Auger-Headed Gut Wrench, Lord Assburglar the Magnificent, Tyrell, the Albine Cave Dweller, Flaming Satellite of Love, Hellenic Crusader St. Gregory.
Wait, what? Hellenic
Crusader St. Gregory.
Gregory. Very strange.
King White Press the Sixth, Halidoric the Radical, Nilla Spooge, Murkosh the Avenger, Throat Spackler, god damn it. Mighty
Jesus,
Thrill Drill
Throat
Chill.
Spackler? How many are there?
Throat Spackler. I'm not going to read them all because as I'm reading this, I'm like, that's a fucking lot. I'm only going to go to 180. If you want to read the rest, this is on WTFfanfiction.tumblr.com. It's their genitals post.
These all sound
I think
like
it's good. That's a
this
good
all
place to
sounds like
stop.
Throat Spackler?
Yeah, Throat Spackler is probably a good point on that sentence. For the penis list, there's 363. I'll do the vagina one, but I'll only go to the first, let's say, Oh, that was gross. I'm trying to find... We'll go to 35, because you'll like what we end on with 35 for vagina.
Sounds
you ready?
good. Yeah, let's do this.
And before you come at me with the, well, how come you read 180 of the penis and only 35 of the vagina? That's not very equal sexually. You don't want me to hear, or you don't want to hear me read 180 vaginas.
I mean,
I don't think there's as many.
It's only fair if you do 72% of what you did for the men.
There you go. Vagina, damp canal of lust, moist core, warp pipe, triangular area, tight cave, hearth, mayonnaise drain, poison hole, vertical bacon sandwich,
wow,
man muncher, gates of Versailles, secret sweetness. That's actually apparently from George R. R. Martin's Clash of Kings. Narrow alleyway, velvet underground, neglected sex, cave of lust, love wound, musty dark channel, flesh mitten. Okay. Unholy cavity of carnal pleasure, cave with honey, slit of ecstasy, hoo-ha, hey nanners, whispering eye, bearded clam, libidinously slurping cake hole of love, okay, sex, gash, axe wound, crumpet trumpet, pin cushion, love canal, cum dumpster, cream tunnel, and are you ready for this one?
Yep.
Minge.
Mingy. Oh, like in that episode
Mingy.
of South Park. Holy mackerel.
Mingy.
How? What do you think? Which one of those do you think was the original George R. R. Martin text before his editor was like, "Hey, George, it can't be vertical bacon sandwich. You got to change it." And he was like, "Well, how about this?" And
It was probably Gay Man's Nemesis, which is apparently also on the list.
and then he came up with
That's vaguely homophobic, I believe.
that's pretty homophobic.
Overtly homophobic. Here, I'll read a couple ones for the butt. Butt flower, boy/man pussy. That's definitely homophobic.
Yeah.
If that's not homophobic, I don't know what is. Chocolate starfish, puckered love cave, winking portal, Hershey Highway. God damn it.
I've been on the
Rusty
actual
bullet
Hershey
hole.
Highway to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Ryan's tried butt stuff,
There you
apparently. Rusty bullet hole. That one. Okay.
Rusty bullet hole. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Velvety orifice. That's just okay. And then there's an other list, which is just for like semen or boobs, or clit, which would be a nubbin of pleasure, a love button. Jesus, cotton prison is a way to describe pants, apparently.
This cotton. I can't wait to get home and shed this cotton prison.
Oh, God. Spaff is semen. Fuck fluid. That one's pretty creative, honestly. And then for sex, there's bumpin' uglies, which if you live in the South, you've heard about a million times.
Classic, yeah.
Gut the love salmon and bake the skin loaf in my fuzzy oven. Who the fuck has said that?
Wow,
Which
that's
means
a
sex.
mouthful.
Oh, here's the ones for balls. Crotchetal vicinity, restless man meat. Oh, that's erection. Sorry. Love spuds is balls. That is only very gross.
Wow, I think we call it there. Love spuds.
Love spuds.
Someone was
There you
obviously
go.
doing a
So,
Toy Story /fic and had Mr. Potato Head getting a little
Jesus
frisky
fucking Christ.
with his love spuds.
Ow. Okay, so now that we've gone through that, I hope everyone decides to check out that list. Like I said, it's wtffanfiction.tumblr.com. It's on their blog. Hopefully we forget it. I drink to forget that. Mm-hmm. But to move on, I have a question to ask you, Ryan.
What's up?
Have you ever read The Imagines? Have you ever heard of Imagines? Do you know what those are?
The Imagines. Nope, I haven't.
Like Imagines and Imagine. It's a really, really, really fucking weird internet thing where it's like really popular on Twitter and Instagram, where someone will be like, they'll make like a text post typically, or like one of those like generic pictures and like an Imagine like with text over it, and it's like, imagine blank, you're dating so and so, and this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and this, and it's normally sort of like a wistful like, oh my god, imagine, like let's just think about that, like how cool would it be? And they are very big. If you didn't know that, they are big. They're very popular. And they've gotten so big where with some of these, and I'm going to read you, because I'm going to read you a bunch of Imagines. Normally they're pretty quick. Sometimes I wonder if the people writing the Imagines know that they're jokes, and they're writing them as jokes, and other times I wonder if people actually want them to happen. Because it's sort of like oh, imagine if that happened. How cool would that be? Like, oh my god, that'd be amazing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, just imagine. So as a key, real quick, normally they'll have like parentheses, and it'll be like Y/F/N, which is your first name, or YN, your name, YLN, your last name, HC, hair color, HL, hair length, EC, eye color. You can kind of figure it out from there.
Okay.
FB, favorite breakfast. So it's like, imagine he wakes you up in the morning and he's cooked you your FB. Or he's cooked you FB, which is your favorite breakfast. So it'd be like, you know, scrambled eggs. And that's like you like plug it in. It's sort of like a choose your own adventure, but it's different than what we read with Trick or Non-Con, because as opposed to it being like reader / character, it is like a wistful imagine, like wanting that to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody wants Michael Myers to stab them and then fuck the hole. Maybe.
Right.
I don't know. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see. Okay, so I looked it up on Urban Dictionary, the Imagines. It's actually kind of hard to find. Oh, no, there's a Tumblr. Oh, yeah, I see them all. Yeah. So YN,
and
your name.
Okay. Yeah. And
are they very long?
Typically they are... No, a lot of them are super short. Typically they're about real people. So typically they're about like boy bands.
Right. Okay.
I see. You're gonna be surprised.
I see a bunch of Keanu Reeves ones too.
Oh God, I want to read those now. But so I'm gonna read you the first one. This one is a serious imagine. This is gonna set the stage for what we're going to get to. You ready?
Yes.
And I'm going to read this like it's for you. So every time it says to enter something, I'm gonna enter it in for you. Okay.
Okay. So like I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Imagine that it's senior year and a few weeks until prom. You're bummed out that you didn't have a date, and to make matters worse, you hadn't heard from it'd be your boyfriend. So let's say Keanu Reeves.
Good.
And you hadn't heard from Keanu Reeves. It made you sad that you weren't talking at all, but he was probably busy. You had gone with your friends to go shopping for dresses. Most of your friends found dresses, but you and I guess it'd be you and your friend's name. So Alex. But you and Alex were still looking for the right dress.
Classic.
Ryan, how about this one? Alex said, holding up a gorgeous dress. It's perfect, you said, grabbing the dress, then walking into the dressing room. You changed into the dress and looked at yourself in the mirror. You walked out and showed your friend. Oh my God, you have to buy it, Ryan, she said. You walked back into the dressing room, changed into your normal clothes. Then you and your friend went to pay for your dresses. I fixed that, not the person who wrote it. You both said goodbye and you went home. Day of prom. There was no school for seniors since it was prom. You were going with your friends, and you still hadn't spoken to your boyfriend. He messaged you saying he was busy doing something special for someone. You took a shower, dried off, did your nails, put on your makeup, and then carefully slipped on your dress.
That's someone is definitely me, right? That's someone who's doing something special for. Definitely me.
You're about to find out.
Okay.
You did your hair, slipped on your heels, grabbed your purse, then walked downstairs to see your parents. Your mom had a camera in her hand and started to take pictures of you. You heard a car honk, and you told your parents bye, and you walked to the car. You were greeted by your friends, and then you guys headed to the place where prom was being held. So now we are going to go to the prom.
It's like my mom took photos of me. My dad silent, just watching me descend the stairs in heels and a dress. No words. Nothing.
Well, he's probably happy there's not a guy at the bottom, like thinking like this guy's going to obliterate my daughter later. Like, luckily, you know what I mean. He's like good.
I'm imagining myself in this. So it's me coming down the stairs. And my dad looking at me.
Imagine your dad knowing you're going to be obliterated by Keanu Reeves later. You had been for some time, and it was like you had been for some time at prom, okay? And it was like the middle of prom. Okay? You were sitting at a table with your friends when Jason McCann, the cutest guy in the senior class, asked you to dance. He'd just broken up with a queen bee, Megan Torres. The two of you danced until he started leaning in. You, on the other hand, were leaning back. Sure, you used to have a crush on him, but you were happy with Keanu Reeves.
Of course.
Before you knew it, Jason was on the floor and someone crashed their lips to yours. When the person pulled you away, you saw Keanu Reeves. Jason got up and looked at your boyfriend. Your boyfriend was glaring at him and said, "Keep your hands off my girl." Jason left and your boyfriend looked at you, smiling. "What are you doing here?" you asked him. "I came to surprise my girl at prom. By the way, babe, you're looking more beautiful than you always do," he said.
Aww.
You blushed and smiled. He then leaned in and pressed his lips to yours. The kiss was like a million fireworks, and you both pulled away for air. He looked at you and said, "I love you, Ryan." "I do too, Keanu Reeves," you tell him. Then the rest of the night, you danced and kissed every now and then. It was the best night of your life since your boyfriend came from, insert place, I don't know, your boyfriend came from
Hawaii.
New York
Yeah.
to be your date for prom. Hawaii. Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I think he lives in L.A., New York, one of those two. So that's an imagine. That's just like a typical imagine. That's sort of like, you know, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. And that's a regular old imagine.
Wow. That, First of all, I love that. Can I get I'm going to listen to this recording when I'm trying to fall asleep and I'm all alone.
I hope you do.
There's no Keanu. But this sounds like fluff. This sounds like just like straight up fluff or like a curtain fic.
It is, yeah, but the thing that makes it a little different, a little more unique, and why I want to talk about it is that it's like specially tailored to the person reading it, where they're like wistfully wanting that, and it's not that they want that for two characters, but they just want it for themselves, and it can be normal. It's just like normal, like situational fix, you know.
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying. It's like it's very it's very much like a fluff, like self-insert kind of deal. But it's a short form. It's very interesting. So you say this is a lot on social media, like Tumblr and stuff, or
some of them are super, super quick. Some of them are like incredibly quick, and I'll get to one of those. But in the meantime, I'm gonna read another one that is sort of like the big crescendo. Like this is what a lot of them are, and it's One Direction. You ready?
Yes.
Imagine at your school. Imagine you're at school and you were with your friends. Sorry, it's not written okay. You were really bored in class, but you were also missing your boyfriend, Harry. Yes, your boyfriend was Harry Styles from One Direction. You missed him terribly since he was away on tour. Many people thought you were an attention seeker for claiming you were dating Harry Styles. Truth is, both of you have been dating for a while now, but he didn't want you getting hate, so he told you to keep your relationship a secret. You told your friends when the queen bee, Tiffany, heard and laughed at you, saying an ugly girl like you couldn't date Harry Styles. Anyway, the teacher droned on and on about the French Revolution when there was a knock at the door. The teacher opened the door, and her eyes go wide with shock. Hello, may I come in? You hear a familiar voice ask.
Wait,
the teacher nods.
Is that your Harry
Mouth
Styles?
agape and still shocked. I know it sounds like a Beatle. Let's just move past it. I'm so bad with accents.
Oh yeah, Harry Styles. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Harry Styles. Yeah. Harry walks up to you with flowers in his hands. Hello, babe. He chirps, kissing your cheek. Hey, babe. What are you doing here? I thought you were on tour, you asked him. Tour ended early. Thought I would come in and surprise you, he says shyly, handing you the flowers. You're the best, you chuckled. You two are dating? Tiffany shrieks behind you. First off, Tiffany, you're a bitch. Fuck you, Tiffany. Yeah, we are dating.
She's the second queen bee we've had. These seem like very much like...
that's that might be an imagined trope that we just
These
found.
are vindictive. I'm going to get back at the queen bee at my school.
Yeah. You turn in your seat and nod slowly at her. You already heard me, but you didn't believe me. Suddenly, most of the girls in the classroom shot up from their seats and rushed to Harry. Can I have your autograph? Can I have a picture, please? The girls squeal. Harry looks at you apologetically. You smile and wave him off. Go ahead. He smiles thankfully. The bell rings shortly after.
Wait, Harry Styles needs my permission to give people autographs?
Yeah, to give the autographs.
Dude, I'm a controller.
Come on, babe.
Controlling.
Dude, you can control Harry Styles like that.
Dang. I like that.
Come on, babe. He takes your hand and walks you to his car, and you spend the rest of what's left of the day together. I just want to point out, I'm pretty sure, even at the time of this being written, which wasn't that long ago, he was an adult. So basically an adult came into class and stopped the teacher from talking. And, shit, I don't think that would work out logistically in the real world. But in the Imagines, in the beautiful world of Imagines, it does, and it's beautiful.
Dude, everyone
so
stop, a celebrity is here.
More. Yeah, a celebrity. So this is where I'm going to turn, and I'm going to get really weird. I'm going to get sort of weird first, and then I'm going to just get what I think is super funny, and weird, but I don't really give a fuck if anybody else thinks it's funny because I think it's hilarious.
Dude,
but
the secret world of Imagines, I'm ready to dive in. I want to live in the world of Imagines.
Good. This is called Save Your Imagines. It's a collection of fluffy, smutty one-shots. Chapter 1, Falling Asleep. Negan's king-sized 4-poster bed would be nothing short of luxurious, but you'd be lucky to get a full night's sleep. He'd hold you close and wrap his arms around you, and his hands would wander. He'd whisper dirty thoughts in your ear, growling suggestively and placing little kisses against your shoulder. He'd hold you all night long, and when you wake in the morning, he'd tell you how the sight of you naked in his bed has his dick hard as steel, and he'd be ready for another round of whatever had exhausted you the night before. So, do you want me to keep going with the Negan ones, or do you want me to read you the Simon and the Dwight ones? If you can't tell, this is a Walking Dead Imagine.
I'm sorry. Did you say Negan, like the guy from Walking Dead?
Yes, Negan from The Walking Dead.
Oh. I guess let's continue with this one. He seems pretty excited to have me sleep in his bed, so...
We'll go to the other Negans. Okay. He'd wrap his warm leather jacket around your shoulders to keep you dry. This is Caught in the Rain. That's what this one's called. Cute. But he'd make some smart-ass comment about preferring you wet. He'd curse the weather, but secretly he wouldn't mind because you'd look hot as fuck in my fucking jacket, doll. And he'd kiss you hard, tasting the rain on your lips and skin and losing himself in the moment. And he'd look damn cute, with hair stuck to his forehead and white t-shirt clinging to his chest, outlining his toned physique. You wouldn't keep your hands off each other. So that was Caught in the Rain. So here is Sex. This one's just called Sex.
Very
Negan would worship
tacit.
your body. Yeah, Negan would worship your body. Not a single inch of you would go untouched. He'd take his time, trailing kisses all over and making you feel things you'd never felt before. And he'd fuck you for hours, losing himself completely and bringing you to ecstasy over and over. He'd make you scream, he'd make you beg for more, and he wouldn't think twice about coming inside you because you're his property to do with
Jesus
as he pleases.
Christ. I don't like
And
that.
afterwards, he'd chuckle lowly, tell you, "Give me 5 minutes, doll. We aren't fucking done yet."
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the one for sex.
That sounds like a terrible imagine. I would not want to imagine that life.
So what did he do last imagine? He came inside of you?
Yeah, without even a second thought. For hours.
Yeah, because you're his?
He would pose for me for
At first,
hours.
he'd frown. At first, he'd frown, trying to hide his obvious smirk and running a hand over his soft stubble as he considers what you're telling him. Then his gaze would dart between your eyes and your belly, and he'd smile warmly, pulling you close to him. He'd promise, "I'm going to make such a good fucking care. I'm going to take such good fucking care of both of you. That kid is going to be the luckiest fucking kid in the whole goddamn apocalypse." And he'd make a point of telling everyone in the sanctuary. He'd keep you close by, and he'd make sure you had anything and everything you needed, no exceptions. So this one was, you're pregnant, which is the obvious ending to him coming inside of you without your permission.
This is good. This is a separate one, or did you choose? Is this a follow-up?
Technically a separate one, but I guess this person just decided to follow a train now, because now this imagine is being a father. As the father of your child, Negan would do his utmost to protect and keep the kid safe. He'd spend time with him or her, teaching them the savior ways and how to be a great leader. They'd play baseball, and he'd show them how to take out walkers for fun. He'd probably be a bit of an asshole too, but you know deep down the kid would be the most important thing in his life. And this is the last one. Getting drunk.
I'm sorry, I'm getting it.
Negan could offer you whatever.
Is this all one author, or is this like a bunch of authors jumping in?
There's one author.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one author.
Oh, because this is a trilogy.
Negan
This
could offer
is the
you-
Return of the Jedi.
Yes, this is Return of the Jedi. Negan could offer you whatever you wanted. A choice of wine, spirits, and liqueurs. He'd take you back to his luxurious room and encourage you to keep drinking. It'd take a lot for Negan to become truly inebriated, but even when he was, nothing would stop him from pounding you into the mattress as the room spins around you both.
Oh my God.
With Negan, everything leads to sex. So those are the savior imagines. So that's like, so we went in, we did you and your boyfriend, you and Keanu. Then we did One Direction, and now we did something totally fictional, which is Walking Dead. Are you ready for the grand finale?
I'm sorry.
I have a couple of these.
I'm sorry. Of course. I mean, after that, after having sex for 4 hours, you should have multiple grand finales. Is Negan like someone to be like lusted after? Like, I never even considered that.
Apparently.
So, like, people think.
Apparently someone wants Negan to be daddy.
Do people think Negan's like hot? Yeah, I don't get that.
I maybe because he's controlling. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah,
quite frankly.
yeah, you're probably right.
Okay. All right. So I found these, and I didn't expect to find these, and I fucking died. I mean, these are good. These are hilarious. So basically, there's an Imagine one, and this is when you ask is Negan daddy. This one is like, do people actually like this? Like this guy like this? Maybe they do, and I just don't know. These are all from Gordon Ramsay's Imagines. All the ones I've been reading on Archive are on.
Gordon Ramsay?
You can find them
Is that
if
what
you
you just said? Gordon Ramsay? Like Hell's Kitchen Gordon Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay Imagines. Gordon Ramsay Imagines. So apparently there's just like this whole subculture of people that want Gordon Ramsay to like, pound them, make them an Indian sandwich. And there's like from Tumblr and from like Tumblr and Instagram, there are like these like text posts of it. And then someone took them, the ones that they liked the most, and decided to make full Imagines out of them. So I'm not going to read this whole one, but I just thought it was I just thought this one was funny, just because it's like, actually I'll read this one at the end because it just does not fit with the tone of the other ones. So here's the first one. I won't read you the text post. I'm going to read you the Imagine, and then I'll read you the text post. You ready?
The text post being, I'm sorry, I'm confused.
I'll read you. I'm sorry. I'll read you the actual Imagine, and then I'll read you like the picture that inspired it. Okay.
Okay.
You were utterly desperate. You would accidentally throw out your toy when you were done. You would accidentally throw out your toy when you were doing your spring cleaning. It was just your luck. With the ache in your abdomen and the wetness between your thighs growing by the moment, you suddenly realized that the leftover raw carrot in your fridge was looking a lot more appealing with how desperate you were for a release.
What?
You debate it thoroughly in your head, hovering over the refrigerator as you fight with the angel and devil on your shoulder as to whether or not you should really stoop to using produce to pleasure yourself. With a huff, you wrench open the fridge, taking the carrot and washing it before rolling a condom down it, determined to get off one way or another and promising yourself to buy a replacement toy by tomorrow. At least they put the condom over it. I really can't complain. You don't even make it out of the kitchen, instead resulting to bending yourself over the kitchen counter with your legs spread, panties wrapped around one of your heels as you use the carrot for your purpose. It was surprisingly effective, though you missed the vibrations of your toy, still able to leave you a moaning mess against the cool quartz of the countertop.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck, you whine, feeling it brush against your G-spot as your other hand rubbed harsh, focus circles on your clit. You just wanted to have release at this point, your legs shaking with the feeling of how close you were. Closing your eyes, you focus in on just who was the cause of all this frustration to begin with. You picture his body weighing into your own, forcing you against the cabinets and landing a hard slab against your ass as he fucks you into oblivion. You gasp out at the thought, enjoying your fantasy, unable to stop the moans of his name that come tumbling from your lips the closer you got to your own orgasm. Gordon! Oh, fuck me, Gordon! If you insist, chuckles from the open archway into the kitchen, causing you to let out a yelp.
You gotta do your Gordon Ramsay.
If you insist, chuckles from the open archway into the kitchen. Oh my God, is Gordon Ramsay? Did I get him on the show? Causing you to let out a yelp as the carrot easily slips from inside you. Instinctively, you make to cover yourself, tugging down the t-shirt that still clung to your form so it could cover your front just a little more. I wasn't, okay, it is what it looks like, but you tumble over your words. The tingle of the unmet need between your legs not helping your cause as you stand, breathless, before the subject of your fantasy. Gordon seems utterly amused, smirking with his arms crossed at you as he waits for you to collect yourself even a little. Annoyance laces your voice when you huff. What are you doing here? This is my kitchen, remember? Gordon reminds, only making you curse yourself at how idiotic you must sound. Are you laughing at my bad Gordon Ramsay, you motherfucker?
No, it's just funny. Like, he's like not trying to be sexy at all. He's just like, hey, it's my kitchen, remember?
It's my kitchen, you wanker. No, I mean, what are you doing back? I thought you were filming whatever it was. Don't change the subject. Gordon unfolds his arms, taking a step towards you that has you frozen in place. So you think about me when you fuck yourself, do you, darling? Did you fancy the carrot being my cock? You're unable to even answer him, glancing down to the condom-covered carrot that was now lying on the floor between you, as if taunting you. When he comes closer, you look back at him, squinting at the amusement in his eyes as he teases you further. Well, it's a bit smaller than the real thing, you know. Use a cucumber next time for accuracy's sake. So the post that inspired that was, imagine getting caught masturbating by Gordon Ramsay. To make it worse, you thought you were alone, so you were not being quiet, moaning his name, and you were using a vegetable. Icing on the cake is the quip that the vegetable of your choice is way too small to be effective if you're thinking of him.
So someone wrote that?
So that was the first one.
Someone had that thought.
Someone wrote that little tiny, like, yeah. So this one, I read the text box for it, the picture, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? And, then I read the story, and it's pretty funny. So I'll do the same thing I did last time. You ready?
Yes.
So rumors are circulating that you're dating Gordon Ramsay's younger sister, the interviewer begins, but Tony stops, her prying, short with the direct answer. Thank you for noticing. These rumors are true then. Apparently so, but what does this have to do with the Mark 50 reveal? That interview had started it all, erupting a swarm of articles and tabloids surrounding the fact that Tony Stark had confirmed a relationship with Ryan Ramsey.
Wait, what?
The way you tried to keep your life somewhat private only further egged on the paparazzi and resulted in multiple outlets trying to pry any information from you, your brother, and your boyfriend alike. All right, I'm almost done. Then I'll read you the box that inspired it.
Is Tony Stark my brother dating Gordon Ramsay? Are we double dating the Ramseys? Me and Tony Stark?
No. You'll see. Not long after, Gordon was finding himself faced with the same form of questioning while on a talk show. Tell us, how do you feel about your sister dating billionaire Tony Stark? It must set you on edge with the danger that surrounds his line of work as an Avenger. The show host laughs, getting enticed sounds from the audience. Gordon lets out a chuckle, having already learned how to deal with questions such as these over his time as a celebrity chef. There is, of course, some worry that comes along with it, but I always worry for her. A big brother thing, I suppose. The audience sounds out in awes and sparse laughter as Gordon continues. But really, I trust her to make her own decisions about these things. So this one was, imagine being Gordon Ramsay's little sister and dating Tony Stark.
Why would anyone imagine that? Like, why would that come? Like,
who the fuck is sitting there going, I really need to imagine this?
Imagine being Gordon Ramsay's little sister dating Tony Stark.
Oh.
Did I get it right?
Uh-huh.
What? So, like...
Yeah, imagine being...
Is this like, did somebody just go to like an improv show and they took all of the scene suggestions that were like immediately shot down? Like, I need a scenario. And then someone in the back was like, you're Gordon Ramsay's Gordon Ramsay's sister being, dating, Tony Stark. And they was like, okay, I heard dentist's office. We're going to get
did someone say the DMV? Shit. Okay.
I like that.
You want the next Gordon Ramsay imagine?
Yeah, hit me hard. Let's do this.
The feeling when you felt the door resist your push and watched the one beside yours open was indescribable. Your heart dropped, a very real pain hitting your chest, and for a single instant you couldn't breathe as a realization of your loss hit you hard. The urge to want to be happy and congratulate your competition was overpowered by the disappointment rushing through you. And it takes Gordon slipping his arm over your shoulders to pull your hand from the door. Listen to me, he urges as he turns you to face him, the sounds of the celebration starting in the background reaching you, but not deafening his words. You are an amazing chef. Suddenly, he's leaning forwards, placing a quick kiss against your cheek that has you reeling once again, before he levels with you. I have other plans for you. Tonight, they won, but so did you. Gordon offers a smile, nodding towards the open door. Let's go celebrate, yes? You nod, forcing a smile and brushing off the disappointment as best you can at his words. Yes, chef. It's Gordon now.
Yes, chef. Oh, that's funny.
Yes, chef. Imagine being the runner-up in Hell's Kitchen, and when your door doesn't open, Gordon Ramsay kisses your cheek and whispers that he has other plans for you.
I have other plans for you tonight, puppet.
I have other plans for you. Okay, this one's the absolute best. I think... Fuck, are you ready?
Let's do it. I don't think it gets more random than imagine being Gordon Ramsay's little sis. Like, why is Gordon Ramsay involved in that scenario at all? I'm still trying to piece it together over here.
It's like I like Gordon Ramsay, but I don't want to fuck him. But I also really like Tony Stark, but I do want to fuck him.
I just want to be
okay.
I want to marry Gordon Ramsay. I want to bang Tony Stark, and I want to kill any sense of self dignity. So I'm going to write this. Imagine.
Marry, fuck, brother. Pick. You were breathing hard despite the fact that the majority of the effort had been on his shoulders, along with your thighs. He lets out a chuckle at the state he left you in, a complete mess thanks to your orgasm, and his breath feels cold against the heat of your core. Pulling him up to your face, you kiss him with a smile on your lips. You can't stop the jittery laugh he gets when he cheekily says, I believe that's the best meal I've ever had.
Oh, yikes. Wow.
The inspiration was, imagine Gordon eating you out, then when finished, he tells you that was the best meal he's ever had. He's ever tasted. And then there's a GIF underneath it which shows Gordon, and it says nice and moist.
Oh my Lord. God.
Yeah, so the funny thing was I was scrolling through all these, and I saw Tony Stark, I saw the best meal I've ever had. Then there was one which was, imagine Gordon yelling at you when you mess up a dish and you start crying, but power through the rest of the dinner. And at the end, Gordon tells you you've improved and pulls you aside away from the cameras after everything to tell you that he genuinely thinks you are doing much better. Yeah, that's a normal fucking thing on a show. Like, that's an imagine?
Wow.
The imagine just a regular interaction.
It's a pretty sad life that person leads. Like, imagine you go home and your mom is making you food and then no one hits you and then you get to go to sleep and wake up the next day. Imagine that!
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome?
Jesus.
Yeah, that would. But what the fuck are you talking about?
There's also nutjobs who are like, imagine that Keanu Reeves is straddling you at the high school prom while beating up the jock.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll through the some more of these, and I'm not gonna read the whole things, but just the little like text inspirations.
Okay.
Imagine Gordon Ramsay spanking you with a spatula. Okay. Imagine being a contestant on Hell's Kitchen and having an affair with Gordon, which becomes public knowledge after you undercook your chicken dish, and he bells you across the kitchen, your chicken's as pink as your fucking pussy! Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, awkward. Yeah, I can't imagine that one.
Oh man, he knew my pussy color. Imagine Gordon Ramsay talking dirty to you. Okay. How do you want it, darling? Gordon growls in a teasing manner as you lead him back to your apartment, right at your back and looming over you with his sheer size. Maybe I'll just stop the lift. You won't even make it back to your floor before I ravish you. Okay. Jesus Christ. That wasn't even like, that one, you could put a lot more into that one. Imagine being a contestant on Hell's Kitchen and having a one-night stand with Gordon in the middle of the season, so the day after you've got to keep it cool, but then afterwards Gordon pulls you aside because he can't stand leaving it at a one-night rendezvous.
because he's in love with you and you were the best meal he's ever had.
Yeah. And he doesn't care that you're dating Tony Stark.
Gordon,
this is the last one. You ready?
Tony Stark, behave.
Gordon, oh my god. Imagine spending all night fucking Gordon and the next day you can barely walk and he asks you, you know what's wrong with your ass, right? And you're like, what? And he giggles before shouting, it's fucking raw! That's a good place to end this one because we're not going to get better than that.
I like the giggle wind up too. It's like he knows he's about to drop some fire bars, so he's got to laugh.
Jesus
despite
Christ.
himself.
It's fucking raw! That's so gross. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness gracious. Wow, this
So those are imagines. Those are the imagines.
Wow, I would have never heard of those. I had no idea those existed.
Mm-hmm. And now you do. And now our listeners do. So you guys can go on Instagram, go on Twitter, Tumblr, search Imagines, go to Archive of Our Own, search Imagines, and you can just, sometimes you don't have to imagine on your own. Someone can lead you through your imagination. I wish there was something like that where someone could lead you through imagination, but with regular characters. And like, it could be on paper, and it could be like a lot of it, like a really long version of that. Right, yeah. I wish there was something like that. But if that doesn't suit you,
you get these little quick hits.
What?
Yeah, no, so that does sound good. That sounds like an art form that could exist for many years.
Yeah. Could like popularize many things. But again, if that doesn't work for you, you have the imagines.
You always have.
Imagine Gordon Ramsay fucking your ass raw.
I feel like I could go down an imagine like rabbit hole and like accidentally read like a novel's worth of words, but just in imagines.
Probably.
In Gordon Ramsay imagines, read like 400,000 words worth.
Yeah. So the reason I read all these is because I wanted to show that there's a diverse set of imagines, you know, like that we have regular, like,
innocuous,
you want to go to the prom. Yeah. Then we have One Direction / boy band, which is like super popular. There's also like 5 Seconds of Summers and shit. And then we had something a little like, based in fantasy, which is The Walking Dead, which you can get a ton of imagines. There's a ton of like, Game of Thrones imagines, whatever. And then it's like, let's do real person imagine, but weird. And I want Gordon Ramsay to put his cucumber in my ass. Yeah, let's do that. So I wanted to show the sheer diversity of this art form and the potential that it could bring if you decided to dive in.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's it's actually pretty creative because it takes like the weird thought that you have in your head. It's like, imagine if I was driving down the street and I saw Gordon Ramsay at that hot dog stand and I just freaking turned the wheel right into the hot dog stand. Just imagine that. And then someone gets to write a weird like skit. It's like skit writing. I feel like this is probably how like most SNL skits get written.
Yeah. Oh, imagine if Sean Connery didn't like Alex Trebek,
but always went on his show. Or like, imagine
if I saw Daenerys Targaryen fucking her brother, and then I decided to join in.
Exactly. Or like, I feel like most surreal skits are results of imagines.
Yeah. And, it's a good point for creativity, but it's also really fucking strange. So imagine.
Yeah, and I don't want to imagine anymore. I want my imagination to be dead, so I think I'll drink heavily after this.
Imagine all the people living for today. You hoo-hoo. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
There's plenty of people on Tumblr imagining.
Yes. So I'm glad you liked the imagines. I hope our listeners did. Well, I think you got anything else, Ryan?
No. I mean, I kind of want to do some more independent research on these imagines.
I'm researching for the show. This is for the show. What the fuck's wrong with you? I'm just looking for the show. Well, great. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm glad you enjoyed, Ryan. And maybe we'll have an Imagine Part 2 at some point, and we'll see how those go.
Imagination.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, SpongeBob.
Ryan, that was
week?
Imagination Land from South Park.
Oh, shit, that was Imagination Land from South Park. You got me on that one. You got me. Imagination. And they're like, no, I think it was Imagination. Yes, okay. You can't out South Park me, and you know it.
Yeah, I was off. I was slightly off key.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, what are you stoked on?
Oh, gosh. What am I stoked on? I'm stoked on acting surprised about the stoked on segment. It's my go-to.
Jesus Christ.
I caved in to all of the memes that I've been seeing, and I watched You on Netflix. I watched I don't know if you've heard of that show. I watched the whole thing, season 1 and 2, in like a day. Are you familiar with that show at all?
Of what?
The show on Netflix.
Okay, I haven't watched it. I know what it's about.
Right, but everyone knows. That's why I was curious, because everyone knows what it's about.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. Like, it's just enough to keep you watching. I think it's really, really bad because you kind of root for this guy, and he's a terrible creep.
Nice.
Like, not only is he just like a creep, but he like kills people, so he's like bad. And he's not like Dexter in the sense where it's like I only kill those who do bad. It's like, no, I just kill kind of indiscriminately, and it's gross. I think it's like, remember when everyone was like,
I have mom issues and I just kill women.
Exactly. Well, then you kind of nailed season 2 right there. Remember when like everyone was like thirsty for Ted Bundy?
Yep.
They made like a Ted Bundy this is like a Ted Bundy TV show. And again, it's fine.
That's
just
only a little
watch.
awful.
It's like fine to watch, but like you step back and you're like, this is the hero. And I talk to people about it like, oh no, no one likes him. I'm like, no, people are not smart enough to differentiate. They like him. He's the protagonist. And
I've literally heard girls say, "Oh, I'd let him stalk me."
Well, I mean, he's also like played by an attractive guy who's, I guess he was in Gossip Girl.
Yeah, of course.
I never saw that, but
I don't know. I don't watch that shit.
Yeah, well, I don't either. But you honestly, it's fine. It's fine. If you want something to put on, it's fine. It's just what I've been consumed with over the past couple of days.
So you're stoked on something that's purely fine. That's good for me. I am stoked. No one's going to be surprised by this. I'm stoked on Frank Herbert, which is the author of Dune.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I throw? Can I throw a quick stoked? Like something I'm actually like stoked on. Like, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Okay, sure.
Dude, the movie adaptation, the 2019 of Little Women, might be the best movie I've seen this year. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. Okay, go ahead.
What the fuck?
Dude, it's so good. That movie is amazing.
Did you insert that because Timothée Chalamet plays Darcy?
Yes.
And he's also going to play Paul?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Darcy, he plays Laurie. Darcy's from Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, Darcy. Yeah, Darcy's Pride and Prejudice. I mixed up my...
You're mixing up your dreamy
1800s
period
novels.
pieces, yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Laurie. I should know that my brother played Laurie in the Little Women play adaptation, and I had to go and watch that. Yes, I'm stoked on Frank Herbert. Generally, I read Dune Messiah and then Children of Dune, which are the books 2 and 3 in the series. I read those like back to back. Amazing. 2 is the one that everybody like just generally hates. I thought it was great. We all know that I'm a contrarian and I'm going to like shit anyways. So I thought 2 was great. I really liked it. It's the shortest book of all of them, but it really deals with like allocation of power and how to govern. And sorry, it's not a big action scene like the first one, but
right.
You know, it's sort of like, well, what happens once the hero, the charismatic hero, actually becomes the leader and actually has to be held accountable for the things he does. If you're not into that, sorry. Then the third one is, I don't want to say anything about the third one because it would spoil the second, but the third one is also very good. And I was going to start the fourth one, but I said, man, do I really want to burn myself out on these so quick? And then, you know, what am I going to have once I've read all of them? So I started another novel of his that isn't Dune related that's called The White Plague. And holy shit, it is good. It's set in the 70s or 80s whenever he wrote it. I think the 80s. And holy shit, like just the first chapter alone, you're like on this edge of your seat, like, oh my god, this is actually happening. It's basically to give like a very brief synopsis to try to hook people in. A microbiologist is studying in Ireland. This is what I get from the book so far. I could be totally wrong. Microbiologist is studying in Ireland. He's from America. He basically says to his family, hey, I'm going to go to the bank. You guys go shopping. He goes up into the third floor of a building to go to the bank, and he's like waiting on the bank manager for something. So he looks down and he sees his wife and his kids on the street. At the same time, you hear this long narrative about this guy who drives a car who has a very, very regular schedule because he always does something at the exact time. And then you hear about the people that tracked his schedule and decided that they were IRA terrorists, the Irish Republican Army.
Oh, wow.
Or Irish Revolutionary Army, isn't that it?
IRA. I don't remember.
Our Irish listeners are going to just fucking roast us over this. Sorry, boys and girls. But they're part of the IRA, and they bomb the car, and when the car blows up, it blows up the dude's family. And
I'm sorry.
He, as
Irish Republic Army.
Okay, I was right the first time. There we go. And so the microbiologist basically watches his family blow up, and he vows on getting back at all of humanity by starting a plague.
He starts a plague, the microbiologist?
Yeah, he gets so pissed off that he just goes rogue and he just starts a plague.
Dude, that sounds sweet.
It literally, I'm not even that far into it, but the first chapter alone, you're like, oh my god, like holy shit. And then the fallout afterwards is just like, oh shit. So I'm like in the last chapter, I was on was him basically like writing, it's the very beginning. So if anybody's writing, I'm like, dude, you haven't even really cracked into the book. Last chapter I read was, the newspaper receiving the threats from him. Like, I'm gonna fuck up the world. Like, post it. Yeah, I believe the big catch is that it mainly targets women for some reason. I haven't gone that far, so I don't know. But it's been just his writing alone, I think, is amazing. So just this little bit, I've been like, holy shit, this is awesome. I'm stoked on that.
That sounds really cool.
That's what I'm stoked on.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I recommend Frank Herbert. Pick him up. I know some of his books can be a little pulpy and not as good as the others, but if you're interested, he has shorter books than Dune, which is like 800 pages. So pick one of them up and try him out, and you might enjoy him if you like science fiction. Well, sweet. That was Suck My Fanfic. This was the Imagine episode. We have a Twitter, a Facebook, we don't have Instagram. What the fuck am I saying? Tumblr, YouTube. And we just want to give a quick thanks to all the listeners because we have officially crossed 1,000 followers on the tweeters. And that was, I think that was in less than a year than when we posted the first episode. So I think that's pretty cool. I feel like we do a lot of organic growth. You know, I feel like we have a good listen base. So thank you for everyone that listens. Thank you for the guys that have stuck with us. And we really appreciate you guys giving us your time. And we're really, really stoked. I think our group stoked on is being stoked on the fact that people actually want to sit there and listen to us.
Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing. So
pretty wild.
Thank you guys. Thank you for listening to our Imagines. Follow us, rate us, review us. Tell your friends about us. And Ryan, what should we remember?
Instead of remembering, I actually wrote an Imagine. I'm just going to recite it real quick.
Okay. Give us a quick Imagine.
Imagine you're at home, listening to a podcast. Maybe you have a gristle missile, maybe a vertical bacon sandwich, but it doesn't matter. Gordon Ramsay walks in and asks, "Oi, what are you listening to?" You say, "I'm listening to Suck My Fanfic." He calmly recedes into the kitchen, returns with 2 pieces of bread, places them on either side of your listening device, and says, "No, you're listening to an idiot sandwich." And then you bang. You bang like no one's ever banged before. Have a nice day, everyone.